Oh, man. Really thought the Broncos were going to do better. But I guess they're not making the playoff. $15 from Brandon Perna for your predictions. Yeah, the Broncos made the playoffs. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help amuse time. This video coming out early because I want to play The Last of Us 2, damn it, Grossi. And today we are going to be taking a look at the AFC playoff seeding predictions. Yesterday was the NFC, so if you missed that one, you could go watch that if you want, but don't let me tell you what to do. You're a grown person, I think. Before we get to that, I want to do a big shout and thank you to some brand new patrons and YouTube members. First, over on the patreon.com/HelmGrossi comedy front, we got Max Schmittner, thank you very much, and we got Big Money Moose 68 with a $sign. I feel like I'm on Xbox Live. And finally, over on the YouTube member front, we have All the World's a Stage. Isn't that right, Harold? The darkness that we contain within ourselves perhaps is worse than any darkness that is out there in the world. The abyss that we dive into every time we close our eyes. For maybe we fear that we never wake. Or perhaps we fear that we do. So a big shout and thank you to all three of you. Now, let's get down to business. So what I did is I went on that playoff predicting thing like I did yesterday, and I wrote down the NFC results and the AFC results. So you might be like, Tom, couldn't you have just made one video? Yeah. Starting with the number 7 seed, you got the Vegas Raiders. Still, I just want to say Oakland so bad. I'm going to mess that up so many times during the season. Yep, the Raiders, you did it! You made the playoffs. Maybe not in real life this season, but for this guy in this basement, you did it. You did the bare minimum to make it in there. I had them going at 9-7, and they just snuck in. I saw them losing to the Saints, the Patriots, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. So they get swept by the Chiefs, and they're going to split with the Broncos, and then they're going to lose to some other high-quality opponents. Now, I can see them beating the Patriots. I could also... Yeah, that's about it. That's where I can see them beating them. I think that the Raiders have the potential for an explosive offense. I think that defense definitely has improved with the additions of guys like Littleton. Crosby came on last year and looked pretty good. Abram should be back from injury. So I think that this is definitely an emerging team, and I wouldn't be surprised for them to sneak into the playoffs. Again, as I said during the other predictions, I think that the Raiders' year will be more next year, where they have the potential to go further. But, you know, all you got to do is get into the playoffs, and magic can happen. Just look at the Tennessee Titans. Then at number 6, you got the Denver Broncos. Just checking, there was no more money. So yeah, you're going to stay at number 6. I actually had them going 12-4. And I know. Right now, I'm like riding real high on the Broncos, but they're from Colorado, so kind of have to ride high. I think they also have a pretty beneficial schedule because when they're playing the Buccaneers or playing the Saints, they have these aging QBs coming to Mile High, and I think that that home field advantage is going to give them a leg up, and I think they'll be able to defeat those teams. Now, could they still lose and go like 10-6? Yeah, but in that case, they would still make the number 6 seed. I see them losing to a team like the Steelers with a great defense. The Raiders, maybe they'll split one, the Chiefs, and then the Bills. Again, they could lose to a team like the Buccaneers or the Saints, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because it is being played at home, and I think with that offensive weaponry that they have added during the offseason, if Drew Lock is on this year, then, oh boy, it's your dark horse. But I'm pretty sure the logo, they're white horses. You know what I meant. Then at number 5, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I didn't see this coming, but I had them going 12-4, which I really didn't see coming. But after picking from week to week, I think they have a pretty advantageous schedule. The losses that I see them suffering are against the Titans, the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills. Now, it is possible that the Ravens wind up sweeping them, or maybe they lose to the Browns, but I still think that the Steelers will be there come January. The Steelers, for me, a lot of it is depending on their offense, but with James Conner coming back from injury, Juju Smith-Schuster should be better. With Ben Roethlisberger coming back from injury, that offense should be significantly better than it was. And last year, that defense was looking scary down the stretch. I think this year that they will definitely be a top 10 defense, and they are going to make opposing offenses' lives miserable. So with that being said, I think the Steelers are definitely going to be there and wreaking havoc on offenses. And then they'll lose, but we'll get a good video out of urinating tree, so that's something. Then at number 4, you got the first of the division winners. You got the Buffalo Bills at 13-3. Oh yeah, I'm riding high on the Bills train too. I swear, Bills Mafia. If you let me down, we're gonna have words. And someone's gonna go through a table. Not me. It's you. But I'm not gonna put you through, because that'd be assault. You're just gonna do it to yourself. Now, the Bills, for me, I feel like are coming in pretty darn hyped. Their defense should be a top 10 defense this year. Could be the best defense in football, especially if Ed Oliver can, stay out of trouble, 1. But 2, if he takes that second step, they're going to be scary. The offense is where there is a little bit more questions. They have the running game established. They got Stephon Diggs. It's going to come down to Josh Allen. If Josh Allen is able to take that next step, yes, they're going to be a very good football team, and they're going to be hard to beat. The teams I see them losing to are the Titans, the Chiefs, and the 49ers. Yeah, so I think that the Bills should win the AFC East. Yes, they could still lose to a team like the Patriots. Maybe. I don't think the Patriots are going to be that good this year. I think I had them going 6-10. Sorry. But I think they can go anywhere around 13-3, maybe 12-4. But in this scenario, they went 13-3. And yeah, I'm about to be let down pretty hard. Then number 3, you got the Tennessee Titans going 14-2. Yeah, these were ridiculous stats. I'm pretty sure I did something wrong. I had them losing 1 game to the Denver Broncos, and I had them losing to the Baltimore Ravens. Other than that, the Titans, their defense, again, a little nervous about them. Could use a couple more pass rushers, but the offense with Derrick Henry, if Ryan Tannehill is able to just maintain what he did last year, considering how amazing A.J. Brown was last year, I think that that is going to be a dynamic offense. And again, Derrick Henry, you're not stopping that. I picked the Titans to beat the Packers. So they obviously have some tougher games, but the Titans are in great position in a weak division to wind up taking not only the division, but I think getting a really good record this year. And so I had the Titans finishing at number 3. Then at number 2, you got the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs at 14-2. I had them losing again to the Ravens and the Broncos, very similar or the exact same as the Titans, but for whatever reason they gave them the number 2 spot. I don't know. Don't ask me. It's just it's what the thing popped out. Now they could have trouble with teams like the Saints or the Buccaneers, but I don't think there's anyone who's like, oh yeah, the Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs and they're not going to be finishing with the top 3 seeds this year, because this team has gotten even scarier during the offseason. They addressed linebacker, they addressed running back in the draft, and this was already a really damn good team. Patrick Mahomes is about to get all the money thrown at him, and they are one of my favorites to make it back to the Super Bowl. The only people that are going to be standing in their way, of course, are going to be like the Ravens. Now, if they get against a very, very good defensive team, that could give them some problem. And there's a bunch of them, right? You have the Bills, you have the Steelers, who could give them some significant issues if they were to make the playoffs. But the Chiefs, for me, I think that besides 4 games, they are going to be able to have a relatively easy season, barring any injuries. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them back in February. And then number 1, you got the Baltimore Ravens. I had them going 15-1. Yeah, and that one loss is going to be against the Steelers. They always play them pretty tough. They obviously could drop against the Browns as well, because who knows, that crap happened last year, and that was surprising. And there's another team that could lose easily another 3 games, like the Chiefs, the Titans, or the Cowboys, could all give them problems, and then they would be about 12-4. But with the Ravens, they have a very, very solid team with a very, very good draft. Lamar Jackson just won the MVP, and I think he'll make another running for it again this year. I think defense will be a little bit more prepared for him this time. But with that great defense, with that great offense, I think they'll still put up great numbers this year. And because of that, they are going to be very, very difficult to beat. until they make it to the playoffs. So if this was the seeding, what you would have for the wild card is the Steelers against the Bills, which should be a great game, the Broncos versus the Titans, and then the Raiders versus the Chiefs. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Am I losing my absolute mind? Tom, how could the Ravens go 15-1? How are all these teams doing so well? Do you think there should be another team that's on here? Are the seedings a little bit off? Again, this is just my opinion when I was clicking the button, so let me know what you think down in the comments below. Try to leave the expletives out of it. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com or at TomGrossiComedy on all social media. See down below. Check out Patcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the patrons over at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy and the YouTube members. I'll be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, so I'll see you there. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, damn it, go Pack Go.